because we're testing 2 and 3 times a week.
Right.
So that's a pretty good signal
Yeah.
that we're serious about what we're doing. And in fact, I had an employer call last week thanking us for 3 of our recent hires. So we're getting support from the community.
That's great, and that's, like you said, that's a big part of it, to be employed.
Absolutely.
When you think about methamphetamines or drugs in general, but specifically methamphetamines, you hear that the success rate of someone getting off that type of drug is very low. So you said you've graduated 26?
26 or 27. There's a good bit of myth about methamphetamine now that we've seen it for about 10 years, and there are more studies about it. And there are new therapies and new regimens of treating meth addicts, and we have every reason to believe it will have the same success rate with that drug as any others.
But you're absolutely right. It's all about the people, the places, things they do that dictate how their life is going to play out. So drug court sounds like, I mean, it is really an intervention that is making an impact. So, I mean, 26 people is significant.
Well, it's even broader than that, Yana, when you think about it. It's not just 27 individuals. It's their spouses,
right? It's
their children and grandchildren. We have participants that are third-generation drug users in our program, and we're breaking that cycle. And when you break the cycle, then that ripple effect becomes enormous. So that 27 can interpolate to literally hundreds and thousands within a couple of years.
Well, can you share a success story with us of a particular individual?
You know, I'm really reluctant to identify any particular story because they are all successes. But let me give you an example. We had a graduation last week, and one of our participants that we recognized that was not graduating but was 10 months into sobriety. I didn't know it, but I just happened to ask him, well, how long has it been that you've had 10 months of continuous sobriety that was really legitimate? You weren't in jail, so it was legitimate sobriety. You were out a free person working, living your life, 10 months. And he said, well, Judge, 30 years.
Wow.
And I can tell you that we have participant after participant that the sobriety that they able to achieve in the program, they haven't had in the majority of their life. To me, that's just a success story in itself. We've had children born now to drug-free mothers. I've performed some marriages of participants. I had one participant, this is a great story in my opinion, who I refused to let her live with her fiance because he was perceived to be a drug user. And she said, well, I wasn't going to let her see the fiance. Well, if he agrees to participate in the program, he's not on probation, but he agrees to be drug tested. And he went through the entire program being drug tested just like she was. They ultimately were married and had a baby recently. You know, that's a pretty good success story when you're bringing in folks that aren't even, you have no jurisdiction over.
Well, I think you're doing a remarkable job with drug court and all the other people involved, and it's also expanded over, it's expanding into another court, Judge Bryant's court, is that correct?
Judge Bryant began in February of this year what we call a Safe P Reentry Court. A Safe P Reentry is a program where we've sent people who have not been successful maybe in my program or who are so hardcore that we have to put them in lockdown therapy. It's a prison solely for substance abuse. When they graduate from that, they will now come back to his court and he'll have a reentry program. And we've had a terrible failure rate in Engineer County of graduates of SafeP. About 81% failed. Now because of his program, and he'll be marvelous at it, I promise you. Because of that program now, they'll have the same percentages of success. We'll turn that 81% failure rate to 72% success rate, and that's to his credit.
Well, you all are doing a wonderful job with drug court. And can anybody come and just stop in and
It is an open session.
What it's all about?
Judge Bryan's proceedings begin at 6 o'clock on Monday nights. Every Monday night, there's no vacation from drug court. The 159th court has my program at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights.
Okay.
And it's open to the public. We do ask that people be respectful and not violate any sensitive information that's revealed, but it's a public hearing. Everyone's waived confidentiality, but it's very unconventional. You might see a lot of crying because of the difficult things that are happening, or you may hear a lot of applause because the group has been extremely compliant. You never know. It's a difficult journey.
Judge White, what kind of support do you get from faith-based organizations?
Well, currently we have 8 churches, body of believers, who are providing what we call support groups. As I've indicated earlier, we require or mandate our participants to have individual and group therapy. That's
Right.
with the professional counselors. But in addition to that, we require our participants to go to outside support groups. In our community, interestingly, when we started this program, we only had 3 faith-based support groups. The community has responded to our call for assistance, and we now have 8 churches that are providing support groups. They're called Celebrate Recovery, Seasons of Hope, Living Free, Most Excellent Way, and Christian Intervention Program. And basically, they're trying to support those in this struggle for sobriety, and also giving them a God dependency in place of substance dependency.
That's so
And they've been great.
And if I wanted to help, or what can the general public do to help?
Well, there are a world of things that can be done. Obviously, bodies of believers can continue to provide interest in support groups. We need mentors. We're talking about folks who are willing to befriend someone in this struggle for sobriety and help them learn life skills. One of the things we've discovered is many folks who have been focused upon substance or alcohol abuse have arrested development. They've neglected general life skills and relationship skills. So we need mentors. We also need simple things such as tutoring for education. And then we can always use rewards. We give away coupons for compliance, for meals, or special gifts. We have a raffle frequently for compliance. And so anything of that nature.
And if you wanted to help out, how do you go about doing that?
Contact my court coordinator at the district judge's office, and she can take your name and information, interview you, and we'll plug you in immediately, I promise.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on City Hall Update. It's a pleasure to have you here and to share that information about drug court with us. And give me the times again and the dates, or the nights.
Monday nights, 6 o'clock for Judge Bryan's court, and Thursday nights, 7 p.m. for my court. And you're always welcome to visit. We'd like to see you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.